Pulse of the people, Nebraska. How are Nebraska fans feeling after the season, after the winter portal period, the spring portal period, spring practice, entering the summer, and entering into 2024? Collectively, how are they feeling entering into the season after all that has happened? Overall, I think that they're cautiously optimistic, right? Matt Rule has a great track record for turning around programs, and year one typically tends to be the lowest of the lows. Hope that that last year in 2023, his year one, is the lowest of the lows. They were 5-7. They missed a bowl game. They were ranked fourth in the Big Ten West in like a down division, really. 123rd in the country for points per game. So their offense was just abysmal. Their defense was solid, so that will be their backbone, but now they're no longer in the Big Ten West, so they will no longer only be facing, Big Ten West offenses. So how will they fare when they have to go against, some of these other teams that were from either the Big Ten East or the newcomers like USC, who have a little bit more of a high potent offense? We'll see how that fares out. Sims, they got a little bit of, bad luck. Sims goes down after in like week 2 in the loss to Colorado. And I think he only played in about one game after that. Then Heinrich Arberg and Chuba Purdy split the rest of the quarterback responsibilities. And that was just pretty much just a shit show. They combined for just a little bit over 1,000 yards passing for the whole year and a 9-10 touchdown to interception ratio. Harburg was the leading rusher for the team, so that's never a good sign unless you're Jaden Daniels in LSU and you're the Heisman Trophy winner. But they really just couldn't get anything going offensively, and I think generally underperformed with a division that was kind of ripe for the taking. They couldn't figure out the QB situation. Matt Rule could have had come in there and gotten maybe 7 wins, 8 wins, being the in the consideration for competing for the Big Ten West and setting the program up nicely. So didn't do terrible, and you want to harp on his track record from year 1 to 2 to 3. So hopefully this is the bad year in 2023 is year 1, and they just couldn't figure out the quarterback situation, but. Okay, there might be a shining star here. They may have figured that out. They brought in quarterback Dylan Raiola, who had decommitted from Georgia. It was number 1, number 2 quarterback in this class, in the 2024 class, depending on which ranking site that you're looking at. But he has connections to Nebraska from his dad. So this is a ray of shining light. This is great for the Nebraska program. This is a quarterback that they haven't really had, this level. Being like a 5-star, number 1, number 2 rated quarterback coming out of a recruiting class. So this is great for them. They'll probably be a day 1 starter, and we'll hope that Matt Rule improves upon his record in year 2. Now, they didn't get all that aggressive in the transfer portal, which is kind of disappointing. So, kind of got to knock a little bit here. They had the 44th ranked class. Probably the sexiest transfer they have coming in is receiver Isaiah Nair from Texas, which is great. He'll be a good weapon for Dylan Raiola. But on top of that, Dylan Raiola was the top of the class, and they brought in a 24th ranked recruiting class. You take Dylan Raiola out of that, which obviously you can't do, but they only signed about I think three, 4 stars, 4 stars, not anything that crazy. So need to work on improving that. Their schedule this year is, pretty manageable and relatively favorable, so they could still, take a leap from what they did last year. They're obviously now being bounced out of the Big Ten West as divisions no longer remain in the Big Ten, but they get a lot of the Big Ten West opponents again this year. They play Illinois, Purdue, Wisconsin, Iowa, all previously Big Ten West, and the rest of the schedule is pretty manageable. They got a pretty decent draw. They start with UTEP, Colorado, and Northern Iowa. Now, I know they lost to Colorado last year, but they have a solid chance to start out 3-0 and really get things going and get Dylan Rail into a good place and be comfortable before they head into some conference play. They also draw Rutgers and Indiana. So out of the Big Ten West, those are typically some of the lower performing schools in Indiana and Rutgers. They draw both LA schools. Who knows what UCLA is going to be? USC, we'll see what USC is without Caleb Williams and with Miller Moss at the helm. And then obviously Ohio State. But, outside of Ohio State, they shouldn't be more than a touchdown underdog to really any team. In fact, they should probably be favored in a lot of those games that we just listed. So there's a lot of upside, a lot to look forward to. But I think overall, probably cautiously optimistic. They can take advantage of their schedule for this year, but recruiting and the transfer portal activity has to improve.